It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. An interview with Michael from Hopert Brewery. How you doing, Michael? First question I've got for you, Michael, is I ask this question to every brewer. Why brewing? Why beer?
Beer is the most fantastic beverage in the world, I think. You can create your own really good beer.
Yeah.
Top class beer, world class beer in your kitchen.
Yeah.
If you want, everybody can do that.
Is that where you started?
Yeah, I started brewing in my kitchen.
Okay.
And yeah, everybody can do that really. You just have to be a bit creative, a bit adventurous, and you can make the most amazing beers that there are. I discovered in my kitchen. And it's, you know, it's something that you can spend an evening with. It's not too strong, and it's just, I mean, malts and hops, they just taste amazing, I think, and you can do so much with them, and you can be so creative in it. Spices and fruit and different yeasts. There's so much you can do. It's a bit like cooking, I think. Only you can drink it, and to make it for a living is just amazing.
When did you have your first beer?
When did I have my first beer? I must have been, I don't know, it must have been around 12 or so.
12, same as me.
I guess.
That kind of age. And I suppose at that age.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. No, you won't enjoy it at that age. So maybe kind of 17, 18, 19, is that when you got involved in the kind of the alcoholic business? Or not the alcoholic business. The beverage.
The drinks trade.
The drinks trade, should I say, yeah.
It's when I got involved into better drinks. Speaking of better drinks, let's have a sip of this. This is our South Face, or red IPA.
Beautiful beer. Really tasty, really hoppy. Catch the review of it. We'll be reviewing it later on.
We'll talk more about it later. Yeah. So
19.
I started drinking single malt whiskey when I was about 19.
Wow. 18,
19 or so. So I've always been interested in high quality drinks ever since I started drinking, pretty much. I might have started drinking a bit before I was 18, but.
Yeah. So,
although it's legal to drink beer and wine from the age of 16 in Germany, where I grew up. So
it was whiskey before beer.
It was whiskey before beer, single malt whiskey, Scottish single malt whiskey, and I got quite quickly involved in doing it as a job as well. When I was still living in Germany, I had the opportunity to start working with Royal Mile Whiskies here in Edinburgh. While I was still a student in Germany, and sold whiskey on the Royal Mile in Edinburgh with them for the summer, for 6-7 weeks or so at a time. Kept on returning sort of every other summer. Had started working in a whiskey shop in Frankfurt, where I'm from, in the meantime, and eventually in 2004 decided to move to Edinburgh and sell whiskey full time.
That's amazing. So, at that point, how long did you work in the whiskey industry?
I started in '99, so when I was
from 2001.
Oh, from 2000. Yeah. By then I had worked 4 or 5 years in there, and I from 2004 I worked for 9 years in the whiskey trade, always for all my whiskies, both in Edinburgh and in the London shop, which I managed for 5 years.
Okay. And I understand you had, in that time, we had a conversation in the car on the way up. You had a customer that wanted something really smooth, and he kept on saying, "I want something really smooth." Go on, Michael. What was your answer after this guy asked you, "I want something really smooth" 5 times? What did you tell him?
In the whiskey shop, I heard that quite a lot. I want something smooth, and I always think, why buy a whiskey? It's at least 40%, can be 60%. If you want something smooth, why drink something that high in alcohol? You want something else from your whiskey, don't you? You want flavour, you want individual character from a distillery, you want body, you want the aroma. Smooth is not the first thing you go for when you want to drink a whiskey.
Yeah.
And I kept on asking the guy that question, and eventually I got fed up with him after he answered it the first time. No, I really don't care, I just want something smooth. And I said, you know what, mate, why don't you get a pint of milk?
Brilliant, brilliant. Cheers to that.
Surprisingly,
Cheers to
he
that.
still bought a bottle of whiskey on me after that.
So moving on, you went from the whiskey. How did you go from whiskey to beer?
I've been drinking beers since, well, been drinking beer since I was 12, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got interested in high quality beer, 2021, something like that. I drank my way through a lot of Belgian beers. I was fascinated by the Trappist beers, which is why one of the beers that we launched with 3 years ago, Dark Abbey, was a Trappist style, because I think it's just one of the best styles of any beer in the world.
Yeah.
A lot of American beers. The hoppy beers were just coming up sort of in the early noughties, really.
Yeah.
So there were a few around, Rogue Brewery from Oregon and that sort of stuff, and Anchor, of course. So I thought, wow, beer can taste like that, you know, having grown up admittedly very good lagers, pilsners and wheat beers and that sort of stuff. The variety of beer made in Germany, most parts of Germany anyway, Bavaria being an exception, being quite small actually.
Yeah.
And having discovered all these beers from all over the world, I was like, wow, this is beer. Well, this is what beer can be like. And not soon after that, I started making my own at home, because I thought, oh, I want to try this kind of beer. You know, I want a chocolate stout made with cinnamon or something like that. And I couldn't buy that. So I was like, hold on a minute, I just make it myself.
Yeah. Perfect.
And so I did.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect. And so you went from home brewing to transitioning yourself into Top Out Brewery.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the name from?
Top Out Brewery is a climbing term, and if you had a look at our labels, you can see Top Out, very prominent.
Get it right up.
Get it right in.
Yeah.
Top Out. Topping out in climbing or even in hill walking means when you climb a route and you finish the route, you get to the top, you top out, so you're up on the on flat ground again, flattish.
Yeah.
Or if you walk up a hill and you get to the summit, you can top out as well. It's more common in climbing.
Okay.
So we had this going through our whole brand identity, really. So if you have another look very closely, you can see all this fine, thin, red lines. They are contour lines of mountains in Scotland. And you can see that little yellow line, sort of this wiggly line going up here as well. That's a route going up that mountain. It always tops out this in the center of on the summit of that very mountain that's on the label. So far, they've always been Scottish mountains, but as a nod to Simon being a Welshman, the beer that we're brewing together today, our Berry Saison, is going to feature Snowdon. So we're going to have
Mount Snowdon.
We're going to have a map of Snowdon,
the contours of Mount Snowdon. Brilliant.
With the route that I did myself, of course, which was one of my best days in the mountains ever. Actually, I've had one or two of them, and some of them climbing the highest mountains in the Alps and that sort of stuff. But that day was just absolutely awesome, fantastic. So
let's talk a little bit about our beer then.
Yeah.
The Berry Saison. We've been planning this for quite some time. Quite some time. But we wanted to get it right. It's been about a year or so in the planning, maybe even 2 years in the planning. But we really wanted to get it right.
I got distracted a bit.
It's going to be part of one of Michael's permanent ranges in the beer.
If you guys buy enough of it.
Of course. So we chose the berries, we chose the label, we chose the name, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I hope you guys look forward to it. We got a few names that we may call it the Simon Saison.
Yeah,
maybe?
if you get the pun, we haven't done a pun name yet, but
yeah, I think so.
It's so obvious in this case. Thanks Theo from the brew store here in Edinburgh for coming up with the name, and we just went, yeah, that's it. Simon Says on.
I like it. I like it. I think it's funny.
Get it?
Funny. Yeah.
Get it? Funny? Yeah. No?
Brilliant. Brilliant. Comment.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah. Let us know.
Comment, let us know.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here. That's why I'm doing the interview. But yeah, really excited for that beer. Your plans for the future? What do you hope to achieve with Top Out Brewery?
We've for the immediate future, we've pretty much established our core range now. We've got all or most anyway. We'll always be adding more beers to our core range, but you know we've got a pale ale and a smoked porter. We've got a Bavarian style wheat beer. Some people tell me one of the best wheat beers they had outside of Bavaria. Well,
it's good. It is good. It is really good.
Yeah. We've got an alt beer. We're now brewing a saison with lots of berries. So we're going to try and get some more unusual beers established in the portfolio. Doing some more one-off limited editions. I've got this idea in my head of doing a spiced amber coffee ale, something like this. Some more nods to German brewing, some more to Belgian brewing, some obviously lots to British, Scottish, American brewing. We like to combine brewing influences from all over the world, really take the best of any world, really.
Yeah, brilliant. Michael, it's been a real pleasure.
Oh, thank you, Simon.
Yeah, thank you for having me up into Scotland. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Check out the beer reviews we do here. Check out the brewing video, of course, and cheers.
Thanks very much.